Hi everyone, Kelt here, bringing you my thoughts on the British royal family, and today, among other things, I'll be talking about the changes in the monarchy since the Queen passed away and Harry's book being used as a protest by an artist. It's been known for a long time that King Charles was planning on streamlining the monarchy, and it's really the one thing that he can fall back on regarding Harry and Meghan. So not just because they left so dramatically, but he always wanted to slim everything down, so he uses that reason when dealing with them and Andrew. And also poor Angela Kelly, the Queen's dresser for many years, who lost her home due to Charles's streamlining the monarchy. I've been told that Camilla has King Charles on a strict health regime. He's into healthy things anyway, but she's doing this so that he can get through the coronation with all the pre-dinners, post-dinners and various celebrations and the long day of his coronation without flagging. He will have to pace himself as he is not in the best of health. Emotionally, it will be quite a big thing for anyone to go through something so intense. He already eats healthily and avoids lunch, so it's 2 fairly light meals a day and always organic. Camilla has been concerned about Harry and Meghan possibly putting extra stress on him, so there is a lot of closing ranks around him and some of the stress being taken off him at this time. Harry would hate to feel that he would have to go through courtiers and even Camilla to reach his father, but I believe this is the way it is at the moment, and messages get passed to Harry that his father is too busy. Seeing Princess Catherine with bright red nail polish on her fingernails was a small but refreshing sign of the changes within the monarchy. Small but significant. The late Queen always preferred no nail polish, or at the very minimum, very pale pink. Her favourite was called ballet slippers, and she expected all the women to follow that. Many of them did to show respect, apart from Meghan, who decided to wear black nail polish. Perhaps she thought it was a neutral colour. Something else unrelated but significant was Eugenie crouching whilst quite pregnant in a similar way to Meghan, when she famously crouched while heavily pregnant during her visit to a dog's home. With Meghan, her bump totally disappeared, whereas with Eugenie, hers is resting on her thighs as she leans forward, so it's different. Some are saying that this proves that Meghan was pregnant, but it doesn't. It does seem as though Eugenie intentionally did this for the cameras, to prove a point, maybe to support Meghan and Harry. It is possible, though not easy, to crouch down like that while pregnant, but not in the way that Meghan did. Her bump literally folded down behind her legs and disappeared. Is it possible that Eugenie has a moon bump and a surrogate? Now to the subject that has shocked many people. In fact, it appears to be satire, but it's not. An artist has smeared human blood on, I think, at least 25 books of Harry's copies of his book Spare, and is selling them at exorbitant prices for charity. This is in response to Harry's boasting about his Afghan kills and the offence that it caused. The books, which are named Alternative Spare, come smeared with the blood from Afghan donors and will sell for $10,000, which is £8,000 each. They'll go on sale with a 5-figure price tag. The Russian artist Andrei Molodkin, I hope I pronounced that correctly, said he plans to place his alternative versions of the book on display at a shop in Windsor. He will put them up for sale with this huge price tag just days before the coronation of King Charles III. Unusual timing. If he wants to prove a point, he's certainly going to do it. This artist has previously done stunts which have drawn a lot of publicity, and the blood which he used for this was donated by Afghans. This Russian dissident is a fierce opponent of conflict, and he's using this latest piece of art, so to speak, to protest Prince Harry's participation in the Afghan war. These books will be available for purchase from May the 2nd, and that's just 4 days before the coronation. Most of his books are quite affordable, but these will be unaffordable for most people, so it's definitely done in a protesting way. Is this going to make the coronation even more risky? Security will be extremely tight, but it's very concerning the amount of conflict that has been caused surrounding Harry's runaway mouth. It's a very provocative thing to have these books for sale right before the coronation. For sure they're going to be splashed all over the headlines, and it almost seems like an open invitation for the Taliban. On another subject, King Charles is at an impasse with the Church of England leaders over the role of non-Christian faiths in the coronation ceremony. Charles wants the ceremony to reflect the modern monarchy, which is inclusive of all faiths, and he would like the leaders of these other faiths to participate in the event. This has caused a deadlock with church officials who warn that the move could clash with this age-old canon law. So he's making waves there with that decision, but we always knew that. That's nothing new. Charles was always embracing other faiths, and the thing is, this whole thing is tied down to tradition and religion, when I believe it's about faith and a relationship with God. And the Daily Mail is saying that palace staff still don't know if Harry and Meghan will go to the King's coronation, even though the RSVP date has passed, and they won't be allowed to stand with Charles on the Buckingham Palace balcony if they do, because they're not working royals. Well, we know that. The palace absolutely do know that Harry and Meghan are attending. They just want to keep the public guessing until the last minute, and this is all taking up the headlines, which is what they want. They also do not want organised protests. There's already talk of anti-monarchy protests and how they can contain these from taking attention away from the coronation. Harry and Meghan will not be on the balcony unless, as I said previously, they find a way to manipulate themselves there. I don't see how that could happen, though, because there will be no contact between Charles and Harry, even though deep down he wants his son there. It's intentionally a guessing game to keep the focus on Harry and Meghan and not on all the other negativity surrounding Charles's conflict with the church. And also there are still many who have never forgiven Camilla and plan to use the coronation to protest her being queen. So with all the various conflicts surrounding this coronation and the potential for quite significant protests, it's no wonder so many have refused their invitations. I totally believe that Harry and Meghan have for a long time been the go-to for taking the focus off the royals and keeping the focus somewhere predictable, which is always them. Don't get me wrong, they have been unbelievable over the past 4 years, and the Queen herself said she thought they were both quite mad. Yes, they were, still are, and are definitely meant to be quite mad, because it keeps the focus on them. So let me have your thoughts on this, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.